5:18 in the morning, and our friend is on the phone because we're physically distancing. He's an herbalist, a vegan, and he's been working with healing crystals for 10 years. A crystal healer. He also makes that jewelry and talismans, I think I'll call them. McKoi Zeno, good morning. Mr. Zeno, are you there?
Hello. Can you hear me?
There he is. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm wearing one of your crystals right now.
Oh, thank you so much. How does it feel?
It feels good. You say, how does it feel? You don't say, how does it look? That's interesting.
Yeah. It's more about feel than look. But they kind of coincide, I think. You know, the traction and the vibration and the feeling.
Well, people are searching for answers, and sometimes we seem to be searching for questions right now because of the pandemic. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the healing power of gemstones in this context of today, because a lot of folks have gone all the way, mainstream medical. Okay, it's about gloves, it's about masks, it's about sanitizer. And then I feel like there's another crowd that has kind of gone all the other way of, I don't believe any of this. I'm going to just pray and meditate or take my herbs.
Right.
And I feel like from what I'm picking up from you, you're somewhere in between.
I love the middle way. I love to be in the middle. I think it's important to be conscientious of our brothers and sisters, because there are people who are sick, there are people who are dying, and there are people who are actually afraid. And I think as a community, we have to respect other people's feelings. I think that's important and acknowledge those. For me, I'm doing a balance of both. I'm wearing my mask, making sure my nose is covered with the mask, washing my hands. I'm essential. I'm working. And also wearing my crystals. So I think I know it's a balance of both, because we're all in this together. We all live in the same place. And so when one of us kind of feels away, even if it's the opposite reaction, we're still in the same space and we're still feeling it. It's like a polarity almost. Like, I cannot believe it, you can believe it, but we're still talking about the same thing. And so when we meet halfway in between, there can be a space made for healing and respect in the middle way. I can learn something from you, you can learn something from me, and we can make and get over this faster, which is the goal.
Well, there's been a lot of conversation about 5G and the role of these electromagnetic frequencies in the body. Now, some people feel that 5G is the cause of COVID-19. That, is one way to go. And other people feel like that 5G, some people, I was talking to a woman yesterday that said it wasn't just 5G, it's 3G and 4G and all the Gs, that EMF waves in particular make the immune system compromised, or that they have impact on the human body in a way that not just would make us vulnerable to COVID-19, but to any kind of virus or any kind of disease, because they break the body down. Lately, there's been a lot in the press debunking this, but a lot of people still feel that the EMFs are problematic. And almost every holistic healer that I've talked to, even if they don't believe that the EMFs have anything to do, electromagnetic frequencies have anything to do with COVID, they still think that they have an impact on the body. And for many, that's where the crystal healing comes in, right?
It's true. And that's true. EMFs are very dangerous, but they're ever present. And there's ways we can kind of go about cleansing our aura and our environment. And crystals they're great tools for that. People often talk about things like black tourmaline, which is classic, absorbs negative energies of all kinds, radiation, electromagnetic disturbances, microwaves, protecting its cell phone emanations. Black tourmaline is kind of like your go-to sponge for frequencies that kind of float around us. The thing about these electromagnetic frequencies, we don't really see them. We don't smell them. We don't hear them. But in many ways, we feel them. I often tell people, like, have you ever noticed, like, when you turn on your TV, that kind of feeling, that kind of like prickly feeling, you kind of can hear it, but you can't really hear it. There's like something about the frequency when you turn it on. You know, it's a high-pitched sound. And so we have a lot of frequencies that we don't even feel that are very, very similar, that are passing through our bodies, that are around us all the time. And if we have toxins in our bodies, if we eat the wrong foods, which lower our vibration, these things begin to deteriorate, you know, things like our cells and our organs, you know, and it just kind of lowers our energy levels. To me, the safest and most effective way is actually through mineralization. Interesting, because crystals are minerals, but eating more minerals, taking more mineral-rich food, fruits and vegetables, drinking more water, along with wearing your crystals, it's inside and outside. You become the walking kind of negative energy repellent, because we can't really avoid our environment, but we can like have habits and build healthy habits to kind of facilitate, you know, living and coping better within our environment. You know, having salt lamps around the home, it's a great way to reduce microwaves and EMFs. The Himalayan salt lamps, we've seen them a lot. They create negative
I
ions.
have one in my office, as you know.
Very fabulous.
But I mean, I think that's a great point, because most of us are not going to move to the Himalayas and live on top of a mountain away from all cell phone service and all electromagnetic frequencies. And I remember when the late Delbert Blair, who used to come on this show for many years, even before I got here, he would describe, you know, you're sitting in your car, you're talking on your cell phone, you know, you have a GPS. He said it's like we're like putting ourselves in a microwave and then baking ourselves in all of these frequencies that, you know, the car has electronics in it, the phone. And if even at home now, you know, you've got your microwave and people have their smart speakers and their smart doorbell and their smart TV and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's just all so. And most of us love that stuff, or we're addicted to it. You know, okay, well, maybe it's compromising my cells, but, you know, I do want to watch my shows. I do want to stream my shows, and I have to see who texted me and what's going on Instagram. So I think you're right, and it's not even realistic that we're just going to totally unplug forever. You're saying to fortify yourself inside and out. The inside is the nutrition, and the outside is maybe crystal gemstones and meditation. So let's even get more basic. You said black tourmaline, and some of us don't know what that is.
So black tourmaline is a crystal that it's pretty common. You can find it most places. It has a very purifying vibration. It takes dense energy and transforming it into a lighter vibration. It grounds also spiritual energy, and it balances like your chakras. And it creates a protective shield around the body. Now, these are all somewhat, I guess you call metaphysical descriptions of a crystal. But scientifically, there has been studies shown that, like black tourmaline, when heated, it produces electricity, and also when under pressure, it produces electricity. And so there's something about the way the black tourmaline, a very dark stone, is drawing in information and creating a new vibration with it. And that's what black stones do. They transmute negative energies and theoretically detoxify them and kind of use that energy for positive. So it's almost like saying how some people eat. It's like a crystal that eats this. It's looking for these type of energies to kind of prey upon. But from a human standpoint, when you connect to a crystal, and hopefully I can explain a little bit about connecting to crystals. When you connect to the crystal, it'll kind of prey upon the negative or lower vibrations around you. And then when you connect to the crystal or tap into it, what you'll be receiving back is kind of like the transmuted information from the negative. So you have this negative, or low vibration or radiation or EMFs around you. You tap into your crystal in your own way, whichever way you feel comfortable. And you'll get this insight like, maybe I shouldn't sleep with my TV on, or maybe I should maybe I should keep my cell phone outside of my room while I sleep, or 10 feet away from my bed. Or you just come up with these things. And I think that goes back to the connection that we have with the planet and with the earth. And that's where crystal healing and wearing crystals kind of all come back to. It's reconnecting with things that were here before us, that are going to be here after us. And also that a lot of our technology is crystal based. If you open your phone, you open your TV, you open your smart things, there's all kind of crystals in there that are conducting information, that are holding information. And so you're kind of like using the raw form of technology to your own benefit. There's other stone called shungite that's kind of harder to find. It's only found in I think one place, particularly like Russia, I believe. And there's two forms of it: the original one and then the elite. The elite shungite looks kind of silvery metallic. It's unique because it has a rare carbon composition. And the carbon literally absorbs radiation, electromagnetic pollution, geopathic stress, microwaves, and other vibrational emissions that disease can create. But what's interesting about shungite is that they found a lake in Russia, and some scientists were testing it, and they realized there was no bacteria, no viruses, nothing in it, just pure water. And they're like, well, how could this be? And they found there was a huge shungite deposit below. And so pretty much the carbon traps things like viruses and microorganisms and different free radicals and even pesticides has been said. In the carbon, and then releases, I guess, a more purified vibration into the water. So personally, I have some elite shungite. I put them in these little sachet bags and in my water filter, and I let my water sit overnight. And it's been said that drinking shungite water transforms water into a biologically active, life-enhancing substance. So it kind of supercharges your water, and it gives your water a DNA repairing property.
Well, the shungite has been really trendy or trending right now in healing communities because it's said to be the best, I guess, antidote, if you will, for the 5G EMFs.
And I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. And I try not to pit crystals and healing modalities against each other, because then we'll miss out on some of the wonderful benefits of the other crystals. But it is a really powerful crystal, I will say. But if you can't find shungite, and if you can't find black tourmaline, things like smoky quartz, lepidolite, amazonite, or malachite will also have the same effect. And the cool thing about these other crystals, they're actually not black stones. And so they have a lighter vibration to wear on a daily basis, and they may be mood enhancing. Because I've told people this before, you have to kind of be careful when you wear black stones too many places all the time. Because as it's attracting the negative vibrations, you may feel more sensitive to them. So particularly, I tell people, look, you don't need to wear black tourmaline to your daughter's recital. You don't need to wear it there. But if you're in a high stress environment, if you're in an environment where you're around a lot of electromagnetic pollution, throw it on. But then there's things like lepidolite, which, is great for all those things, but also it helps to balance the mind. It helps with spiritual journeys. It helps with tapping into ancient knowledge that we kind of all have locked within ourselves. And it's characterized because it's silvery and purple silvery, and it's multi-layered. And so you can takes the information through the different levels and layers and kind of dissects it. So it helps people to kind of better manage their reaction to negativity around them in a lighter way, obviously, than like the black stone.
All right, let's go to Phelp calling us from Tucson, Arizona. Good morning, Phelp.
Okay.
Phelp, are you there?
Hello?
Maybe not. Okay. I guess we've lost Phelp. Yeah? No. Okay, so it's 5:34 in the morning. We are taking your phone calls, 520-KJLH, 520-5554, looking at alternative ways to heal the body, the mind, and this really energetic. When you talk about aura, some people think there's no such thing, but explain what you mean by aura.
So the human aura is created by your whole being. So all your cells, your blood, your organs, and also your electromagnetic body. So we talk about the EMS from outside, but we humans produce electromagnetic vibrations. We can feel it, the vibe from other people. And so your aura has a lot to do with your vibe, and your vibe has a lot to do with your inner workings. So your food, the water is kind of where I like to start, because how you nourish yourself is kind of like how you present and how you grow from the earth is by what you put in. But also like the condition of your body, that it kind of radiates outward. So you can meet someone and you can be like, they don't have to say anything, like, that seems like a very nice person over there. You just kind of know things about them. You can see people on the other hand and be like, I'm gonna not engage. And that has a lot to do with the aura. I guess from a more scientific level, your aura is the electromagnetic field that you produce around you that is not necessarily visible, but it is, you can kind of tap into it. And I think we've seen aura work a lot with, sorry, I kind of drew a blank. You can kind of see aura work sometimes when you look into nature, like at when the sun is rising or when the sun is setting, and you kind of look around and you see sometimes the trees have like these kind of like, looks like little shapes around them. It kind of looks like they're radiating. But these are just produced because these things are alive and
right. It's almost like the vibration around a thing or a person.
Right.
The energy around, energy field around it.
Right. And it comes from biology. Things are moving, things are vibrating. Your blood is rushing, cells are reproducing, things are happening, and so you're kind of excreting a energetic field around you, and that's the aura. And there can be leaks in the aura. There can be, which is like energetic leaks, where it's kind of like vulnerable, where things can kind of like come in, like we're talking about the EMF, like those kind of leaks in your aura where there's a weakness. There can be cloudiness in the aura, where your energy is kind of scattered and it's undirected. So there's a lot of ways you can kind of deal with your energetic body. And then there's actually cameras that you can use to photograph your aura, because it's a real thing. I've taken an aura picture. I think you could take one at like House of Intuition when they're open. It's out in Silver Lake, and they have a camera. You can see your aura shades of pink, red, purples, yellows, browns, greens. Everyone's is different.
Huh. So what you're talking about, we got to take a break right here, but what you're talking about is the ways that we can use different gemstones on the outside and, of course, different herbs on the inside to sort of shift our own personal energy. And, of course, that's all we've got right now for staying in a home. You are stuck with your own personal energy. So it might be a good time to work on it. 520-KJLH, 520-5554. We see a lot of people wearing the bracelets now with different gemstones. Those are very trendy. And I think the purple amethyst, the brown tiger's eye, and the clear crystals, along with the pink rose quartz. Those may be the most popular. When we get back, I want to talk to you about what those are meant to do, what their properties are, and how we can use them in our own lives. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Take your questions, 520-KJLH, add your area code. We are meanwhile broadcasting live from the 1-800-THE-LAW 2 studio. It's Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.